Hi, I'm AJ Hogue, the director of Effortless English. And I have been teaching English for, over 12 years. And while teaching English, I have found in many countries all around the world that many students have the same kinds of problems, unfortunately. For example, I have found that most students read well, but speak badly. Do you sometimes feel that you read English well, but you do not speak English well? I'm sure this is very difficult for you. It's a very common problem all around the world, and also for immigrants here in the United States and in Canada and other English-speaking countries. Do you sometimes feel nervous or shy when you speak English? Well, this is very common. It's a very common problem. So many students feel very nervous and shy when they want to speak English. And many students just feel bad. They feel bad, bored, tired, frustrated, shy, nervous about speaking English. So, when I was a teacher, I saw this in the past. I saw it in all my classes, in all the different schools, in so many different countries, the same problems. And I realized I needed to find a better way to teach because the old methods, they were not working. Most students had these problems, even after many, many years of studying English. So I searched. In fact, I went back to school and I got a master's degree in teaching English. I also did a lot of research. I looked for better teaching methods, better teaching techniques. And finally, after many years of teaching and looking, I found the answer to help students like you speak English quickly, easily, and automatically. And I'm happy to say that now my students are successful. Students who use my methods, who study with me, they learn to speak English quickly, easily, and automatically. Also, very important, they feel strong, confident, relaxed, happy when they are speaking English. You can too. So, the first thing you need to realize, you probably already know, the old ways of learning, the old ways of teaching, they don't work. They are not successful. For example, in most English schools, in most English classes, you study a lot of grammar rules. You study grammar rules in textbooks. It doesn't work. It's not successful, right? You have probably studied grammar rules many, many years, but still you have trouble speaking English. Another thing that doesn't work is forced speaking. Probably in some of your English classes, the teacher put you in little groups and told you to speak to each other, right? The students speak to each other. You had some speaking activity. You have done this kind of activity for many, many years. Still, you are having problems. You're not alone. This is very common. It does not work. Another very common thing, memorizing long lists of vocabulary. I'm sure you have done this, maybe in the past, maybe you are still trying to do this. It doesn't work to study these long lists. Why? Well, you forget most of them very, very quickly. Studying vocabulary lists doesn't work. It's not a good method. So what's the solution? Well, the number one solution is easy input. Now, I actually have a 7 rules course that teaches you my system, all of the effortless English system. So I created a system. It uses 7 different rules. But this is probably the most important one, easy input. I'm going to teach it to you now. What is English input? Well, input means it's coming in. So that means easy listening and easy reading. How do you use this rule? How do you use this to speak English quickly, easily, and automatically? Well, step number 1, you need to focus on a lot of easy listening. Very important. Most students try to listen to English that is too difficult. So you don't understand a lot of it. When you don't understand a lot, you learn more slowly. I know you want to learn a lot of vocabulary. Don't worry, you will eventually learn difficult English. But now you need to focus on a lot of easy English listening. It's so important. Here's step number 2. With that easy listening, you need to repeat it many times. You need to repeat every English audio many times. Step number 3. Don't speak English for 6 months. What? You're probably thinking, what? Are you crazy? A lot of students are surprised about this. But I recommend that you do not try to speak English for 6 months. 6 months, don't worry about speaking. You can speak a little bit if you need to or if you want to, but don't focus on speaking. Don't focus on speaking for the next 6 months. What are you going to do instead? For the next 6 months, step 4, just listen. You're going to listen and listen and listen to a lot of English. You are going to focus on listening for 6 full months. This is a very important part of the effortless English system. Now, I know you think this is strange, but look, all babies do this, right? All babies have a silent period, right? Can you imagine a baby? We have a little baby. And we go to the little baby, and we tell the baby, "Hello, baby, hello." And then we shake the baby, we say, "Baby, say hello." The baby smiles, confused, right? We say, "Baby, say hello, hello, hello." Right? And we keep doing it again and again. The baby will never say hello. Of course not. We know this is crazy with a baby. All babies, for what, maybe 1 year, sometimes longer, sometimes a little shorter, they just listen. They listen and listen. They don't try to speak, and the parents don't force them to speak. They listen. This is called a silent period. This is the reason that all babies learn to speak perfectly. They learn perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, and a lot of vocabulary. They are fluent. Well, you want to be like the baby. You want to have a silent period also. Now, you are an adult, you're older, so you don't need a total silent period. You can speak a little bit of English. But in general, for 6 months, focus just on listening. So here are a few do's and don'ts, things to do and things to not to do. Well, number 1, as I said already, I'm going to repeat it again and again because it's so important. Always choose easy listening. You should understand 95% or more of everything you listen to in English. It's another thing to do. I told you again before, let me tell you again. Repeat every English audio 20 to 50 times. Now, not in the same day, of course, right? So maybe on the first day, you're listening to something in English, maybe a podcast. Maybe some little conversation on a CD. Well, on day 1, maybe you listen to it 5 times. The next day, listen again to the same audio 5, 6 times. The next day, day number 3, again 5, 6, 8 times. The next day, again. So you listen to the same audio many times each day for maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe longer. At least 20 to 50 times for each audio. More is okay. Now here's something obvious. If you listen again and again and again, you might get bored. So it's important to choose fun and interesting audio. Right? So focus on topics you like. If you like travel, find English audio about the topic of travel. If you like sports, find English audio about sports topics. Then it will be interesting and fun for you. This is so important. Do not choose audio that's boring. Obviously, you won't like it. Choose things that are interesting and fun for you, and listen to them many, many times. Here's again, I'm going to remind you again, I will say it again, it's so, so important. Do not listen to difficult English. I know so many students, you are very motivated. You want to learn. You want to try very hard. I understand. But it will not help you to listen to difficult English. For example, so many students try to listen to English movies or English TV, like CNN. Well, for most of you, that's too difficult, right? Most of you, maybe you only understand 70% of CNN, maybe less. You know, it's okay, don't worry. You don't need to get rid of it, throw it away. Save it for later. In the future, yes, you will be able to understand CNN. You will be able to understand movies. But right now, focus on easier audio. When you can understand easy audio quickly, easily, automatically, well, then the more difficult audio also becomes easy. Okay, so that is my first suggestion to you to learn to speak English quickly, easily, and automatically. Now, I told you I have 7 rules for speaking English quickly, easily, and automatically. If you want to learn all the other rules, and you want to get more video from me, more audio, and emails, well, just enter your email below, and then each day for about 10 days, I will send you a new suggestion to learn English speaking, and each suggestion will also have a link to a video and to audio. So you can use this audio from my free email course to practice your listening. I call this course the 7 Rules for Excellent English Speaking. So I hope you enjoy the free email and also the audio and the video in the course. Just enter your email below now, click submit, and you will automatically and immediately start the 7 Rules email course. Thank you so much. You know, I love teaching you. Thank you for letting me teach you. I hope I can teach you more in the future. Thank you for being my student. I love my students, I love you, and I love teaching you. Thank you very much. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.